2023 was an insane year for League of Legends. It was all just one massive rollercoaster of fails and successes. And since we are approaching the end of this wild ride, I decided to look back and see what a trip it's been. And let me tell you, what a trip it's been. You see, if you told me that by the end of 2023 I would hold confidence in League of Legends again, I would laugh at you. And I would not be the only one by far. If you go back to the beginning of this year, you'll see that things did not look good. And as to how bad was it actually? Well, let's dive right in. So today, to celebrate the end of this very questionable year, let's see how League evolved throughout all of it. And let's see how somehow Riot managed to turn everything around. So, many of you may remember that at the beginning of the year, everything was on fire. For about 6 months before the year even started, League was not getting much of anything. After the big Star Guardian event happened and people got burned, everything seemingly stopped. The only thing League was getting were balance updates and skins. Loads and loads of skins. But when it came to actual gameplay, it was just the same game for about a year and a half. And so people started getting frustrated. What didn't help is that when 2023 finally arrived, what we got was the worst cinematic in League of Legends history. It was an up-res version rendered in Unreal Engine with voice lines from random champions. It didn't make sense, there was nothing happening. We still don't know why it exists. To this day, everyone can feel the damage it actually caused. Like, this was the point everyone's confidence broke. Even the people on the biggest piles of copium started to panic. There were no updates, all we got were skins, and the cinematic was garbage. What was there to live for now? And so, not just the players, but also the League creators started walking away from League and they started doing different things. Me included, I still had the grand plan to just go around and cover the lore of other games. Which I still do occasionally, and I swear one day I'll finally play Hollow Knight. But yeah, the community started to crumble. And so very quickly, Riot tried to give us a response. In fact, this was the first time they gave us one of those quick update videos. The ones that people started to love. And there, to save the trust of the entire community, they started to spill their beans. This is where we learned that they were prototyping a 2v2v2v2 game mode. They were also planning on some events. This would also all be connected to a brand new map. However, they still didn't have any updates to lore. They knew that something would be happening, but they wouldn't reveal anything yet. After which, League went silent for another month. Which is where some of the League creators started getting desperate. I mean, really desperate. Yeah, this was the time I started playing Genshin for the first time. I will still say it was a really awesome decision because it pretty much kickstarted my streams. Not to mention that people from outside of just League started noticing me too. But thankfully, not too long after that, things started moving forward. Just a tiny bit. Also, it wasn't from League of Legends. It was Riot Forge that announced the Mage Seeker. So while everything was quiet, we still had something to be looking forward to. After which, 10 months ago from now, Riot announced an amazing thing. They announced the VGU for Skarner. Now at that time, all we had was this one singular image and then just a bunch of theories. Fast forward to today and the concepts did move forward. Oh well, he'll get there someday. What's crazy is that after this, there was another 3 months of silence. We still got the occasional balance changes and the occasional tuning of champions. And the occasional, well, frequent releasing of skins. So 6 months ago, League was still in the exact same spot as it was at the beginning of the year. At that point, all we got was just a bunch of promises with nothing happening yet. So thankfully something did happen. And again, it did not come from League of Legends. And again, it was Riot Forge. That's right, Convergence came out. A really awesome Metrovania. I'm glad there were a lot of people who enjoyed this one, because up until that point, there wasn't much to do. But finally, League got some sustenance. Naafiri was revealed, together with her awesome cinematic. And for the first time in 6 months, League players felt like they got something. And yeah, I will say, Naafiri was pretty interesting. It definitely piqued people's interest, even though it was just a new champion. And very quickly people learned that a new champion doesn't really do much for the game. One person gets to play them on a team and it barely changes the game. So there was hype, but the hype didn't last long. Now, a little bit of a behind the scenes. It was around this time that Riot actually invited me into their headquarters to just look around. And in hindsight, the reason was pretty obvious. Despite the overall hype for League of Legends still going down, it was obvious that Riot was working on things in the background. And so while I was at Riot, not only did I do the awesome interview with the Riot MMO team, but I did also get to play what they were cooking at the time. That being the Arena game mode. Speaking of which, this was the point where League started turning everything around. It was 7 months into the year that the hype started going up again. And that's because Arena would be released. And it would very quickly become something amazing for the casual players of League of Legends. Immediately after this, Project L got a massive update out of nowhere. That's when they started showing us all the gameplay and all the animations and all the awesome things. After which we got the mid-year update where Riot just gave us all the awesome things they are working on. Stuff like teasing new champions, giving us quick play, an update to Blue Essence Emporium. Okay, that one didn't turn out to be that great. Also, we got an update that Arena is coming back very soon, which of course eventually turned out to be the Christmas update for Arena that is up now. They went for this one because the hype for Arena was enormous. And because people loved playing it, Riot didn't want to wait with bringing it back. Now, unfortunately, this was also around the time when Legends of Runeterra announced that it was downscaling a little bit. So unfortunately, on that front, things were still not great. But throughout all of this, 8 months into the year, we still got no updates on the lore. And so slowly, even though the gameplay of League started being saved, the lore community was still not having a great time. But of course, because things couldn't be kept great for that long, we got some drama. Yeah, this is where we got the $200 Jhin skin, which was followed with an official update from Riot, which basically said, it works. And so that wouldn't be the last time we saw an expensive skin. After which more drama happened because Briar's feed leaked. After which even more drama happened because someone at Riot decided to use AI for a trailer. So very quickly after that, we got another gameplay update. And this one was really focused on mainly gameplay. Stuff like improvements to ranked, as well as the announcement of the removal of mythic items. Which was a wild experiment to begin with. People rejoiced nonetheless. And then we got more drama. Actually, it's not really drama, it's just more leaks. Yeah, this is when the Arcane release window leaked. And now we knew that Arcane 2 would be releasing sometime around the end of 2024. After which more drama happened because TFT jumped in on more expensive skins. Look, TFT still got the better system, but it's still not a great system. And then the king of all drama arrived. The drama around the Covenant skin line. Yeah, the battle of Nami and Syndra will go down in history. But oh well, after these 3 whole months of weird dramas, we started getting cool things again. And so 10 months into the year, we got an update on Jax. And what an update this was. People pretty much universally loved the ASU for Jax. And it once again proved that ASUs hold massive value for the community. Which was followed with one of the biggest updates of this year. At least, in my opinion. And that, of course, was the update about League's lore. One that confirmed that Runeterra will now have one unified universe, and everything around it will be canon in a singular world. This update was so massive I did make multiple videos on it. And I don't regret a thing because people loved talking about it. Which is why it was awesome to see that all of this was connected to more awesome updates. Especially with the roadmap that teased, interesting new champions. But of course, things couldn't stay great for that long. And so on accident, as it tends to be, Riot released one of the buggiest patches in League's history, where multiple champions would just destroy the game. And I really mean, it would bug out everything. But then things got great again, because Heartsteel was released. This one did carry some unique drama, but thankfully that drama just stayed around its own community. And then we got back to other drama. League announced its second $200 skin, Riot accidentally hired a thief to make some icons for their games, and coming out of that, Riot came out with more awesome updates for Arena. This time they talked about some specifics such as the revive mechanic, as well as the fact that they were adding in 60 new augments. So once again, people started getting hopeful about League of Legends. After which, it was finally officially announced that Arcane 2 would be coming out in November of 2024. A very glorious time for the entire internet. After which we got some more drama about Riot removing the ping system, which broke some of the confidence again. But then Huey was released, which got a cool design, and somehow he got the highest win rate in the lowest ranks. But yeah, overall, people were kinda fine with Huey. Even though he was connected to Jhin, the hype wasn't that great. Which couldn't be said about the massive pre-season update. Yeah, this is when people started realizing maybe League is back. Now of course we still could be huffing a lot of copium, but from what they've shown, it seems like they are really changing League up. And they are not afraid of catching their players off guard. Which is why they also announced their new luxury skins. Yeah, why don't we also get more expensive skins, huh? We're all gonna love those. Well, they better be funding all the new gameplay stuff. Though on the other side, among all of these new gameplay updates in the preseason, they did also show us some of the new items, because again, mythic items were being removed. And we realized that in a way, all of these were indeed canon. And so the items themselves now got a whole new cool layer. Which finally brought us to the very end of this year, where we still got 2 more amazing updates, both of which came directly from Pew Pew Lasers. We got a massive update in the form of a tweet, which basically confirmed all the things people wanted to see in League. More focus on fun over pure competitiveness, them not being afraid to go for fun even if they have to sacrifice perfect balance, the confirmation that there would be more game modes, and the fact that 2024 will apparently have a really ambitious one, or maybe it is just a really ambitious update to Arena, we still don't know. And very sneakily, he even confirmed that 2025 will somehow change League forever. We still don't know what he meant by that, but apparently 2025 will be massive. And finally, only recently, we got the very last update. The update that Riot will also give us more lore skins in 2024. And they will not be just arcane skins. Apparently it should be something around the summer event, which means, oh, there's gonna be new lore. And that was the roller coaster of 2023. We started with everything being on fire, we got through about half of the year with a lot of silence, and then we started getting some really cool updates. It did take them a while, but finally their promises actually started becoming products. That's especially regarding the arena game mode, as well as updates to ranked and items. And since we got told multiple times that 2024 is gonna be even better, suddenly the hype started going up. And now, I think we should get ready with more copium. Because the year Arcane 1 came out was nuts. Even though, yes, that's also when the Ruination happened. But hey, the Ruination was a big event, technically. But more than that, 2024 will also give us something we have not gotten in a while. That being a proper cinematic.